This video is going to represent both of us.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's where it's kind of a thing where I don't take on every music video just because, you know, this person's throwing money. You have to draw from creativity from back here, right? You can ask us to know. Like,
documentary.
What? If you saw that first video, the first one that we did, me and him both said, this thing is trash. And I don't take what you're creating personal to a point where you can't take criticism. One, always learn. Like, never think you've clocked the game because there's something new. I look back at the video, I think to myself, like, you just took out all the good bits. And then it's just like, what? Like, nah, I know it's not shit because I know what I put into it. And there's times where I'm just there looking at it like, brother, like, are you mad?
Yes, big up everyone. We're here for the Creative Insight podcast. We got LJ Edits in the building, man.
Okay, dear.
Yes. Big up yourself. Thanks for coming through.
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime.
And I just now found out 10 anniversaries as a video editor, man.
Hey.
And we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the whole story. We're gonna shed some light on what you do. And we're gonna find out the mindset insights and the financial insights as well of the whole world of video editing and production.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get into that. It's gonna be a good episode. So yeah, stay tuned, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the episode, man. So I start this with my first question that I ask most of our guests. How did you get the name LJ Edits?
Oi. All right. So my side, it's kind of like, I always thought when it comes to making videos, it's like everything's all cool shooting, but you know, it's the edit that separates you from everything else. And you can see that like kind of across the board. So when I was kind of starting, obviously my main thing is always music. Music is the biggest part of my blood. But to get in the studio, I was like, okay, well, you know, you kind of got to do something visual. And there was no way my parents were going to let me kind of do music as a degree. So I was like, all right, cool, we did TV production. And from there, I was like, all right, I kind of built up the craft editing. And I was like, all right, LJ, Liam John, edits. Okay. Makes sense.
It makes sense.
Man.
It's like literally says what you do.
Exactly that. And I think
brand confusion there.
I think even to add on to that, as a cameraman when I was starting, I wasn't really good with my eye. So, but the edits I could get deeper in the beat because, you know, obviously the music side and then everything else kind of tweaking. That was my thing. So because of the edits, it was like that. You know what I mean? Nice.
So you started off as a cameraman and then you got into editing, or did you always know editing was for you? Like, how did it start?
I think because I studied TV production in Middlesex and, you know, like cameraman was like the glorified role. So everybody would kind of go there, but nobody wanted to do the editing.
What about directing, no?
Well, here's the thing. In TV, the way TV production's kind of set out, it's more... The way that course is, at least, it's kind of like big crew, runners, production, vision mixer, rare. So in terms of directing, if you was a director, again, it's a glorified role. But then you're doing a direction on let's say it's like a BBC Red Nose Day kind of TV show kind of thing. So it's that kind of directing.
Okay.
Rather than it's, you know, you're directing a short film.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So in that sense, still, nobody really wanted to do the editing side. I didn't mind it, but I think for me, because I was shooting my own videos, it was easier for me to edit there.
Okay.
And then that kind of worked. You know what I mean?
Had some previous experience.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So that's basically how it all started. And going into like your mindset, yeah. Like, what would you say is three mindset tips for being a good video editor? I feel like one, always learn. Like, never think you've clocked the game because there's something new. And then I think that's the first one. Always keep learning. I feel like for me, especially like every so months, my style changes. And that's because I'm always watching other things like, okay, I like that. Let's try to implement this here. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? So one, always learn. Two, always try something different if you're filming something quite regular. So I film quite a lot of events.
So every now and then I might do something like, all right, cool, you know, I might do a mad mask transition effect.
Okay.
Versus doing make it a bit more cinematic with the fades and the overlays and all that kind of stuff. So it's always kind of looking at what would change the look and feel. And it also kind of put your personality into everything that you do. So those are 3 things. So what was the first one? The first one was always learn, to try something new, and then personality. Yeah.
Okay, nice. And then like when it comes to getting your personality across and balancing that with what the client wants.
Yeah.
How do you balance that? Like that creative control versus
the
client wants it a certain way, but you know, as an editor, it should look like this. But how do you go about that? Like working with the client and, you know,
it's mad. I feel like, right, sometimes you really kind of gotta explain to them to trust your vision, and it's not always that. But then you also got to remember, for them, this is what they make money off. They're gonna know their business way better than you do. I feel, in terms of when it comes to, you know, clients and their creativity, don't take what you're creating personal to a point where you can't take criticism. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where it's that kind of battle you kind of got to kind of get away with. You know what I mean?
So you're kind of like removing your emotion.
You're removing
emotion
exactly, because there's some videos I know for a fact, like I've done, where I've made a sick edit, and then we've gone back and forth with the, like, let's just say it's an artist or so and so, and I look back at the video, I think to myself, like, you just took out all the good bits and rearranged it. Do you see what I'm saying? But then if I had kept to that, then it's ego versus it's a job.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Find a balance. And this might be like a personal question, but like, does it ever affect your confidence in a way? Like, if let's say you've done, like you say, you know, you've done this edit, it's on point, you know, it's on point, but the client might be like, nah, we don't like it like this. And does it ever like this hard? Do you ever get like disheartened, or do you ever like, oh, no, just take it on and just like, boom, it's a job? Or like,
you know,
how does it affect you emotionally?
I feel like the best way I can kind of explain it is it depends how it's being delivered to you. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's saying it outright, just outlandishly,
harsh,
then it's just like, what? Like, nah, I know it's not shit because I know what I put into it. And there's times where I'm just there looking at it like, brother, like, are you mad? Me?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? But then on the other side of it, I kind of look at it like, all right, let's find out what you don't like. It's just probably asking the right question rather than they're putting it to you. But for them, it's just like, all they're seeing is the front vision and like, is this the final product?
Yeah. Sometimes you might show them the draft and they might see it's like uncolor graded, it's a bit rough. And then it's like, sometimes they point out a lot of negative things out of it. That it's like, okay, cool. Then you have to try and pick parts out of it.
This is it. And it's mad because I think the best way to kind of look at it realistically, when it comes to, you know, seeing their critique, try to kind of see that it's not for them what you've done, it's more what is it conveying. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's pretty much how it kind of works out. I feel I get most of that kind of stuff when it's stuff that's used for promotion rather than it's content. Content stuff, it's not really too much, but stuff where it's like, okay, we're trying to generate sales. Is this feeling getting across? If they don't feel the feeling's getting across, then that's where it's like, okay, it's your art is probably gone too artistic and it's not coming across clean enough.
Do you ever get desensitized to your work?
There's promo videos. I hate doing promo videos. I've done 1,000,001 promo videos. So that kind of work there, it's because I've done so many of them. I just don't feel I can creatively inject anything anymore. But that's just me being.
You found your formula and you tend to.
Yeah. And not even just that as well. It's just more of a thing where it's like, as much as that is one side to it, I kind of feel now more than ever, it takes. I say this sparingly, yeah. When you're creating something that is rapidly produced, quite regular, you have to draw for creativity from back here, right?
From way back.
Yeah,
Back in the squad.
exactly. And if you got to do that, like this creative editing, shooting kind of thing, it's a gift. Like if you're going that far back to produce, you're going to eventually kind of, you know, suck yourself out. So this is why I say that kind of stuff there, it is desensitizing because I can't be asked to do it anymore properly. But then in the same sentence, I understand what it does when I see it on the other end. Maybe because of like all the events I'm doing now, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
So what's your favorite type of video to edit?
Ooh. I think it varies. I don't think there's a specific favorite. I think there's certain ones where it's definitely brought out a lot of my creativity.
Okay, so it's more about the videos where you have more creative control.
Yeah, and then I could, you know, see what I can do with it. Like there's certain videos I would say, okay, let's just say I did a video for a girl called G Queen, and that edit was an edit. But that edit
what made it like stand out compared to everything.
We shot that video in a room like this, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. But the only difference was there was 4 Titan tubes and a smoke machine. The way the edit was, I had to draw for so many assets to kind of make it pop here and rare and do all these effects. And then when you see it, it's like, raw, you actually put a lot together. Versus, all right, I remember we were speaking a little bit earlier as well, like the whole Castillo video, like that one is storytelling. How you put that together. If you like, you can ask Castillo. Like
documentary.
If you saw that first video, the first one that we did, me and him both said, like I said to him from before, you don't have enough stuff to make it a full documentary. And then when I edited a version of it, he said like, yo, this thing is trash. And
you know,
he's unfiltered, but that's exactly what it was. And then he did the interview with Pound Sterling, and that's what kind of, I took one line out of that, and that's what built the whole thing. I think it is when he was talking about there's obviously pressure and pain in it. So he was there saying, you know, growing up in life, you know, realize not something along the lines that, you know, not everything's guaranteed and certain things are real. I've only really kind of come into it now. That's what he said. In that one section there, that kind of built the whole landscape of how to kind of maneuver it. So we started with him in his estate, then kept on throwing back to the interview, to the interviews, and then back on the streets, and then as we built along, we kind of made it kind of work through that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You've worked with Castillo on other projects, but how did you link up with him on that as well? How did you link up, like, initially?
In general?
Yeah.
Me and Castillo go back years, like, years. And I've always said to him, brother, when you're ready to do something proper, like, let's get it. You know what I mean? Like, there was the ZZ Mills and Castillo show podcast. And then after that, obviously, it was the documentary. He's asked me to do a couple music videos, but then he's a guy where it's like, if it's not done quick and I'm there, like, I like to take my time. Do you see what I'm saying?
The turnaround time.
Yeah, the turnaround time is mad.
The quick side chat, yeah? Like, what do you think about that? Like, with the turnaround times and stuff? Like, how do you, like, because you know the client, that's like one of their first things they want to know.
Yeah.
Like, so when's it going to be done, mate?
Yeah. As soon as you stop recording.
They want that. If they could get that video right there, they would get that video right there. So like,
it's mad. There's 2 sides I look at it, right? There's one side of it. It doesn't help when you get somebody who shoots like today and then the video's out tomorrow. Like that. I'm like, brother, stop making it worse for all the other videos out there.
They want that video.
Yeah,
they want that video yesterday.
Exactly that. But then at the same time, I would say, in terms of turnarounds, I kind of look at it like this, like, there's some stuff, you know, you could do quickly. And then there's some stuff where it's like, okay, for what you want, it's going to take some time. I would kind of say a good turnaround time now for me, any project, if it's events, I'll probably try to say 1 to 2 weeks, 2 weeks, if that. If it's a proper production kind of thing, like a music video, I give it a month, because like obviously you're gonna have drafts,
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And with
So,
yeah, you know what I mean? With the drafts, it's like you're going back and forth anyways. I'm trying to see what you really like. And then rare. All the effects and stuff, I probably leave that. I wouldn't say it's like a lot second to last, but it's like leaving off midway. Because
so you basically want them to see if they're happy with all the shots before you
do you see
get
what I'm
into the
saying?
nitty-gritty of everything.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying?
This is what we were saying the other day, because even when we shoot videos, we have our system where it's like usually we say 2 weeks for the first draft.
Yeah.
And then you give like 1 week for revisions.
Yeah.
Because you know in that week that you're gonna have revisions.
Yeah, facts.
So that's why sometimes people might get confused if we say 2 weeks. They might expect that full video in 2 weeks.
Yeah, of course.
But no, and then when the revisions are taking long, they might not understand that guys, this is just the process that it needs to go through.
Yeah, exactly that. And I feel like, especially with videos, it's kind of like, I kind of look at it like this video is going to represent both of us.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's where it's kind of a thing where I don't take on every music video just because, you know, this person's throwing money my way. It doesn't make sense. I always kind of look at it like, one, I have to always tell people, send me the tune if I like it. And that doesn't mean I have to love the tune. It just means I need to be able to tolerate it over and over.
You're going to have to hear that at least 100 times.
Exactly that.
At least 100 times.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's them kind of things where I kind of look at it like, really and truly, it's kind of like, if you're doing them videos where it's like constant back to back, unless you're doing like 1 to 2 scenes and you're just cutting for the sake of cutting, then okay, it's understandable that you can get it out fast. But if it's something that you can see looks like it feels artistic, then that's not taking you 5 minutes.
You have to take your time with the process.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nice, man. And so what skills do you need to be a video editor? Like, you need to be focused, organized, structured. Like, what else do you need?
Well, here's the thing. I'm more, because my main thing is videography in it, so it's just like whatever you call me for, I can shoot and edit.
Okay. Oh, you shoot as well?
Yeah. I fully shoot.
Oh, right. Cool. Okay.
But I think the main thing is, if you're gonna do all of that, one, know your frame rates, definitely, for sure. Frame rates will mess you up if you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
For the people that don't know, what is frame rate?
So frame rates is like the frames per second of what you're shooting in. So you could shoot 24, 25, 30, 60. 60 would be going into the slow motion range. So
and what's the usual frame rate for like TV, film?
For TV, UK is 25 frames per second. US is it's 24 and 30, but mainly 30 they broadcast on. And then everything else is kind of like 24 would be more cinematic. It does play on both UK TV and American. 25 is just literally.
So what would 50 be used for?
50 would be used more for slow motion.
Okay.
So you kind of basically slow it down. Fun fact though, imagine I was editing some corporate thing and the guy spoke literally right? Yeah. Like, brother, he was Speedy Gonzalez with it.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, I was using the A10 minutes, so we recorded double the frame rate. I slowed him down.
Oh wow.
Seamless lag.
Swear.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a good hack right there.
Yeah, exactly that.
That's a good hack right there.
So, you know,
good hack right there.
If I dropped him down to 80%, he sounds perfect now. But what he started off at, what's called, even when I exported it at like 30 frames per second, I was like, yo, this can't run. They're going to come back to me like, yo, is there anything you can do about this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
How was he speaking so fast?
You know, it's some people, right? Especially when it comes to speaking on camera, they get nervous and then they get they're used to speaking in conversation. The problem with that is, if you are speaking in conversation, it's kind of like you're forgetting that, one, if there's putting captions on this, at least it's going to be long to transcribe this.
Yes.
Especially if it's certain words that they can't see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Two, I would also say, if you look at it in that retrospect, I think it's kind of like, how can I describe it? I think it's kind of like, wait, repeat the question one more time.
So like, yeah, I was saying, why was he speaking so fast?
Oh yeah. He's just
nervous.
Yeah,
he was nervous.
He's either he's nervous or he's just generally a fast.
Yeah.
Let me get it going. Right.
Going,
Yeah, exactly that.
Bosh, on to the next one.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. This is it.